After being rejected in Nazareth, Jesus left his hometown and went down to Capernaum, a town by the sea in the region of Galilee. The people there were different, more open, more curious and eager to hear his words. And so on the Sabbath, Jesus entered the synagogue and began to teach. As he spoke, the people were amazed. His words were not like the words of their usual teachers. He spoke with authority, calm, steady, and filled with divine truth. Every word seemed to pierce the heart and open the mind. They could sense that this was not just another rabbi. This was someone who carried the very presence of God. But among those who listened was a man tormented by an unclean spirit. Suddenly, in the middle of the gathering, the demon cried out with a loud and fearful voice, "Go away! What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." The people froze in shock, turning to see what Jesus would do. But Jesus stood firm and rebuked the spirit, saying with power and peace, "Be silent and come out of him." At once the demon threw the man down before them all, and then with a cry it came out, leaving him unharmed. The man fell still, free for the first time in a long time, and a wave of awe swept through the synagogue. Everyone was amazed and said to one another, "What is this message? With authority and power he commands unclean spirits, and they come out." News of Jesus spread quickly through the whole region of Galilee. The people had never seen anything like it. This was not just talk, it was truth in action. After leaving the synagogue, Jesus went to the home of Simon Peter. Inside, Simon's mother-in-law lay in bed, burning with a high fever. The family was worried, and they asked Jesus to help her. He went to her bedside, gently took her hand and rebuked the fever. In an instant, the fever left her. Her strength returned and she immediately rose to serve them, full of gratitude and joy. As the sun began to set, word spread quickly through Capernaum that Jesus was there. People began to gather outside the house, the sick, the blind, the broken, and the weary. Families brought their loved ones, hoping for a miracle. The streets were filled with expectation and hope. Jesus stepped outside and met them all. He laid his hands on each person, one by one. The lame began to walk, the blind opened their eyes, the mute spoke and the deaf heard again. Every touch brought healing, every word brought peace. The people saw the compassion in his eyes and the power in his hands. The sick were healed, and the oppressed were set free. Demons also came out of many, screaming and declaring, "You are the Son of God." But Jesus silenced them, not allowing them to speak, because they knew who he was, the Christ, the chosen one sent by God. When the night finally ended, Jesus withdrew from the crowds. Before dawn he went out alone to a quiet place to pray. There, under the early light of morning, he spoke with his Father. He found strength in communion with God, preparing for what was to come. But the people searched for him. They found him and begged him not to leave their town. They didn't want this light to go away, the one who healed, who taught, who brought the very presence of heaven to earth. But Jesus said to them gently, "I must proclaim the good news of the kingdom of God to the other towns also, because that is why I was." And so he left Capernaum and continued his journey, teaching in the synagogues throughout Judea, bringing light wherever he went. Through these moments in Capernaum, we see the authority and compassion of Jesus revealed. His words carried divine power. His touch brought healing. His presence brought peace. Every miracle, every act of mercy, showed that the kingdom of God had come near. He was not just a teacher or a healer, he was the living Word made flesh, the Son of God who spoke, and creation listened, the one who came to set the captives free, to heal the broken-hearted, and to reveal the Father's love to a weary world. In Capernaum, heaven touched earth, and those who witnessed it would never be the same again.